Codes, it's Graybo. Welcome back to another video. If you didn't see my last one, I'd recommend checking it out because you'll need to know that for the context for this one. Also, I did say in the last video that I was going to have the audio problems fixed in this video. However, I recorded videos 1 through 4 and part of 5 in one sitting, so the audio quality is not going to be fixed until, well, partway through video 5. But I did figure out how to do it, as you can hear from this. So with that said, let's dive into this, and please welcome me from the past. Yay! So is there going to be 3 chapters, I'm guessing?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
We did not meet for the first time just now.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Skeptic. Another schizophrenia
I'm inclined
voice.
to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
I hear you, narrator. However, I don't care.
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are 2 very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
See, he catches on way too quick to what we're trying to insinuate here. That's a little suspicious. But it might just be from convenience's sake as well. So I have a feeling it's more for convenience's sake than anything else.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Okay, so does he know that this could happen, or does he not know that this could happen?
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess.
He feels kind of like he's Irish, right? Is that just me?
You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the 3 of you are crafting.
Gaslighter, gaslighter, gaslighter.
But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Not a professional. Did you say something really mean to me? Okay, buddy, sure. Professional what?
Sure you are.
I like you.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Bro, it's
what do
a
you
time
mean?
loop.
Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
And was I the one rewinding time? Or who
If it's
was?
the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I think everyone lived happily ever after. Or maybe the whole world got destroyed. Not by the princess, just by me not being there. Maybe I'm the one who destroys the world, aka the game. These are just random theories I'm spouting out, but I don't know, they're not terrible.
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Yeah, or met her end.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
Where is here? Why are we here? Also, I don't trust that. I don't trust you.
You're talking in circles.
And yes, he is.
No, I'm talking in facts.
That doesn't even make sense.
Just be quick about it.
No. In fact, just because of that, I'm going on break. Haha, I'm back. What was I doing? I was... bleep. Censor that part out. And then a pause. I probably shouldn't say that on camera. Anyway, back to what I was doing.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
No.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything.
Yeah, good point, you guys.
Fine. Check your pockets. You decide to leave your pockets unchecked. See? You two are the only ones who care about this little aside.
Okay. Quick load.
You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
Dragon claws. Maybe he's part orc. I've seen some fur. I don't know what he is. I like him though. He's a nice fella. Well, technically he is nothing. But the voice of the hero is a nice fella, and we seem to be close. My schizophrenia voices are chill. Except for this one. I don't like this one.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
Our handwriting is really bad, but that makes sense. Because look at our giant claws.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
Yeah, that would be easy enough to forge, honestly.
I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side.
I hear you. I start to believe that. However, I'm gonna side with the princess because I don't like violence and killing. I mean, I'm still gonna kill her in the other route, but you know. As for now, I don't like violence and killing, and pissing off the narrator is always super fun.
You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to?
Oh yeah, right, that too.
Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Yeah.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods.
What people?
Don't
Can I meet them?
overcomplicate things.
Don't tell me what to do. And how did I get on this path? Why am I here? Very suspicious man.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
You can hear him puffing up his chest with that. I love him.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special.
Well, we are special, but what does special mean?
Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
No.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
I want to overcomplicate the otherwise very simple situation.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
Because you are hiding something. I'm not going to trust you. Because you're hiding
Great.
something.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I do. That way there's
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Her word is just as trustworthy as yours.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink.
I love that. Always a
Just
great
ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Always a great bit. I wonder if there's ever going to be a choice there where we don't proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
This music change is so nice. Listen to it. And again, the imagery is always great. New art here. The table's so tiny now.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Ooh, I heard like some clapping, or maybe that's supposed to be water dripping? What is that? What do you think? You hear that? It's water dripping.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
We're friends. I like him.
Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
That's what you think.
So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details. He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror.
Yeah, right there.
There isn't. I think you know what we have to do. Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Very important mirror. Obviously.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
It's so dirty.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Like, does it look more like a hand or does it look more like a foot? Maybe you could double as both. But yeah, that's definitely dragon or draconian in nature at least. And I see some fur here. Maybe that's just our outfit. I can't help myself from hooking this little claw into things. It's so fun.
But it was there a second ago.
Yeah, where'd it go?
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Okay. You take the knife.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Yep, we got a knife. Now we can help get her out of here again.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase.
It's animated.
A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
I mean, when she looks like this, yeah.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's suspicious.
It was.
That's weird.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Okay, Your Majesty.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Respectfully, okay.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me? Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
She remembers.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
So he knew about
A
this.
contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Yo, we get the narrator to shut up.
Now hold
Best
on, if you
ending.
knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic.
Brutal.
I never said I wasn't.
Aw, now I feel for him.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right?
You can't tell
Moving
me what to do.
on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
And yeah.
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I'll have imperfect information later. As for now,
I won't.
yeah.
Fine. But you won't get another word from me on the matter.
We're so
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. Serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Oh, sorry, Princess. I wasn't daydreaming. I was talking to the voices in my head. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I believe her.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
I'm just gonna
I
look at
wouldn't
it.
do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Okay, I'm going to, quick save here. Then,
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
This is why I quick saved! This is why I quick saved!
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor
Princess, you
of
should
the
not have
basement.
trusted me.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
I got an achievement.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
I like it. I like him.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
So, we're both stuck here.
Yep.
Did you know that this was gonna happen to me?
No.
I want small talk right
Nope.
That's rude.
now.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same
I mean, at this point, can we just
It is
ask the
cold.
princess to kill us?
and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
Well, that doesn't sound like her.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
True, and in video games too.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement is changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
Okay.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happens to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
Maybe the chain prevents starving.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves
knife go?
through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then... And...
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Huh?
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I think I'm supposed to look for her out the mirror. I don't know where she went. I don't know how we even got out.
If there's even a her to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
The background looks a lot like hair, but that's probably just me.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I think maybe the world ends for him if the princess dies.
There's something dreadful about it.
Unless the princess dies.
I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I think we have to.
I'm begging you, don't do this. It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Oh. Oh. Hi, princess. You doing okay?
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? Thoughts without connections, a dim and nascent network. I wish to be more. I think that you are like me.
Really?
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own.
Are you okay?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer. How can the world have ended if we are talking? You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are. She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Okay, that makes sense.
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yes, that's very important to me.
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
I believe you, that doesn't hurt.
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
This is so interesting.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Everything, until we meet again. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow. If you need time, then I'll wait with you. You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone.
I'm petty.
I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Oh, you jerk!
left your side.
I'm back. I got it up. I never left her side. Attempt to outweigh your destiny. I'm petty. Jerk.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Okay.
You're on a path in the woods,
The real Slay the
and at the end of that
Princess
path
here, you'll know when you
is
see
a
it.
cabin.
Okay, I'm
And in the
going to,
basement of that cabin is a princess.
reload from my last quick save before I put on the shackle. You didn't delete it, right? No, I meant load. Load. What? She deleted it! She deleted it. She deleted that jerk. Ah, I hate her. I got so far. You better have given me a save point. Oh, you absolute jerk. Now what? Oh wait, here we go. Check your pockets. That's at least I can skip up to there. Poor princess. I'll remember you. Okay.
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Well, I trust you even less.
Unless she really could survive.
I mean, she probably could.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Yeah.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
Okay.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
We're escaping together.
She certainly
princess.
seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Getting out of here.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
I'm helping her.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
He's a very reasonable guy. I like him.
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me. I'm extremely patient.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess.
Oh, don't be a baby
Until you
narrator.
come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? I've already tried to take over, buddy.
What did he say about taking for a buddy?
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
A little.
No.
I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
No problem.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
I like how the music got crazy.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage.
Horrifying.
At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Huh. So that's her play.
Killing herself?
She isn't dead yet.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please?
Poor voice of
Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed. You can relax.
Immediately after that, something horrifying is gonna happen. I mean, couldn't we just break her wrist? These shackles look a lot looser. Like, if she broke her wrist, she could get out without cutting out her arm.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
Me too, man.
I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
I hear you, voice of the hero. But I want to help her.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Oh god, they took her again.
She's gone. And there's that... There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of...
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Dang. Oh, my arm is furry. That's right. What's in the background? What is... Oh god, I need to know. Okay, it's her again. Her head is missing.
Something finds me.
Well, I mean, while we're here, I guess I could, kill it.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Why did you take...
There's nowhere for you to be but here. Yes. This one is cold and cynical. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Okay, this is...
I am solitary light. A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
I see.
I'm sorry. There are some changes, I promise.
So, that is now.
Nothing, as we are. There is no exit, but bring me more perspective. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Okay, well, that's
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is against the cabin
and
wall.
now we start the saving. Right? Save slot 1, prisoner arc. Let's take the blade.
You take the
Enter the basement.
the door to her voice.
Is that a visitor?
Does she remember us?
Okay.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the
What an injury.
Okay, now another save right here. Yep. I love how cute her little eyes are. Let's take...
The door locked behind us the last time we tried that, remember?
As if by divine will, just as you finish the thought, you hear a door slam. I'm afraid you won't be leaving until the task is finished. Doesn't matter how many chains she's in, without your intervention, she'll find a way out eventually. That's not fair. Unless you deal with her right here, right now, she will remain an existential threat to the entire world. What seems unfair to you is fair for everyone else.
Huh. So it's not even safe to think. I see how it is.
I like it.
How surprising. They locked you down here too.
Yep. Okay, what do I want to do? I'm gonna... sit with her. Do I want to sleep?
You step towards the princess.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance.
That's reasonable.
I'm gonna sit closer, though.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
She's gonna friggin' murder me.
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Nothing else to do but work out, I guess.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her.
I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here.
Oh, I'll wait till the next one.
I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled?
I like the voice.
How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
This music is so cool. I love it. Slay the princess or drop it?
You steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
I don't like this. It was too easy.
It was not too easy. We almost died. That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably.
The voice of the hero is the voice of reason.
Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone.
Sounds like what someone who's trying to hide the truth would say.
Especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
Ended world outside. Why did I laugh like a monkey?
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
I know, I love
But
him.
if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward?
Oh, poor baby.
This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
Yeah.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No, this is the beginning of eternity. Your reward, like I just told you. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades.
Sounds like you're projecting,
It's
my
all a
dude.
wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
I need a better desk setup. This sucks.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
Slay yourself.
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
Well...
That's great. Congratulations. You've earned it.
Do you hear that? Did you hear that word?
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
He's just saying things.
The voice's protestations fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Good ending. You did it! You saved everyone!
No, you stop that. Stop all this nonsense. You know what you have to do.
Sorry, what did he say? How do I pull up the history? You really don't want to be happy, do you?
If it makes it easier for you, I can do it. Let me have it. That wasn't real happiness. The truth is still out there for us to find, but we can't find it here.
I wonder how that would work. Sure.
Alright. I'll make this quick.
You
Who are
goddamn
you people?
spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Yes.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
Yeah, fine. The little voice raises the pristine blade to your throat and cuts it open. You rapidly bleed out and then you die.
like
You're a
the little
genocidal
the
maniac,
animation.
you know that, right?
I like the little animation there.
Yeah.
That's cute.
We'll see about that.
Whoa. Whoa.
You're on a path in the woods. See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom
Wow.
of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
Oh, jeez. Here's
That's a
this guy.
little dark, buddy. You feeling okay?
I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine.
He's
doing
not wrong.
okay.
Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions.
The last time we were here, you were in full-blown denial about the possibility of us restarting. What changed? Have you just been pretending to forget?
I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that.
So he totally
Other
knows
versions
about
of
it.
me. I just wish I'd been the first.
I like this. I like the water effect. I like the glen. It's very pretty.
So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage.
That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed.
I don't really care.
It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade. And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave. You already slew her, and you survived. Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward.
Voice of the cold being a bro right
Was
here.
it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy.
We weren't.
We were bored. You were bored. I was just unhappy.
I like
There were
it.
still answers that we needed to find.
I like all of
It was
that.
actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything.
How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us?
The world doesn't stay saved if you die.
And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead. Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones. But perhaps she's not. There's only one way to find out. We should go see her.
If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time.
This isn't even the woods.
Influence? What's that supposed to mean?
It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse.
Come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know?
Agreed.
No.
Sure.
Is there a reason it would be raining?
If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse. She'll find a way out eventually and the world will still end. The only way this resolves is if you find her and slay her before that happens.
We already know he wants us to slay her. Anything he says is tainted by his motivations.
Yeah.
Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we don't just do the same thing again. That would be boring.
I wonder if we can actually leave. Well, I'll just make a save. Let's try not doing anything.
We've already seen what happens if we slay her. We might as well explore our surroundings, get a lay of the land.
Let's see what we can find. It's bound to be more interesting than doing the same thing over again.
Relatable.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up at the cabin, but everything is getting fuzzy.
What's going on? Where are we?
I don't know. But it feels like home.
Okay, boys, are cold.
Did we do this? Is this the end of the world? Was there ever even a world to end?
Skill issue. It's not. Okay.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright?
So just mirrors the cabin different. The hill's definitely
What we
smaller.
do is entirely up to us.
And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right?
You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world.
I'm here to do whatever
That's
the
what
heck
you
I
say.
want.
But how can we be sure?
We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us.
Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world.
He's the only good person in
Why?
here.
Because we should. I don't know. It's important.
Is it?
Yes. I think. For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real.
Don't bully him.
Of
He's
course
nice.
it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are.
This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
So, what am I?
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room? But there isn't a door, it's just that damn mirror again. Yes, the mirror that he can't see. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
Oops, I didn't mean for that to happen.
But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too?
Looks like the walls are bulging out. I like
Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
But there is no.
If this is anything like last time, the mirror will disappear as soon as we try and touch it. I'm sure the door is just behind it. You're clearly hallucinating, but I'd rather not get into it with you right now. The door to the basement is on the far side of the room, whether you can see it or not.
Awesome.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't
Why
exist.
is this mirror so freaking dirty?
Just reach forward and open the door.
Dear God.
It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way. Maybe it won't disappear this time and we'll finally get a good look at ourselves. We should explore every option. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. No way left to go but down. The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime.
Wait, that's not
The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation.
They look like sleeves, don't they?
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters. There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I'm sorry about last time. We're good? Actually, let me try. Quick save.
You receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us? Don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed. She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset. You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
Ooh, that's rough.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do?
She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is.
She looks
Her
pretty
corpse
dead
is
to
floating
me.
right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games.
If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
Again, man?
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest.
Why do you always call it pristine?
This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table.
I love him.
Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
I mean, we've got a point.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence. Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it? It is, and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel. Bad, I bet.
I don't think dying ever feels good.
Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
And I didn't want to die.
Fair.
The water is rising faster now. It's flowing in from some unseen place, and judging by the height of the algae on the stairs, it has no intention of stopping anytime soon. You feel it creeping up your back, so cold that it steals the very warmth from your flesh, leaving a smothering numbness in its place. Are you really just going to stand there and let yourself die?
Yeah, let's think. Where is it coming from?
It's coming from some unseen place.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Does it really matter where it's coming from? Because I can feel it rising. I don't think we have much time to sleuth.
Yes, it matters. Maybe we can find a way out. Maybe we can figure out a way to make this work. This is just a puzzle. We can solve it.
Some things aren't puzzles to be solved. Sometimes you're doomed from the start. Most people are. Yes, most people are doomed. But in case you need reminding, everyone will be doomed forever unless you stop her.
Let's, rush for the door.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps. The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you, and you're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall. You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out. It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
Just keep breathing. We'll figure this out.
Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle. You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her.
The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
What's in her mouth?
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past.
Poor boy's
There's no change in it.
He's so nice.
There's nothing to fix. And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along. But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Seriously, can we flip her off?
Your lungs filled with water, the same your mind filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
New Steam achievement. And there it ends.
She's gone. And there's that...
If there's even a her to find anymore.
Right. Don't bother looking for her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time. He is.
It must have.
He was never going to outlast us.
Nice.
There's something dreadful.
You're right.
Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
Ignore the cowards. You have to.
I'm begging you,
Okay.
don't do this. It's different now. It feels...
Hello. Hey, it's me again.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is guarded sorrow. She saw herself as alone, but in the end had the courage to share with another. She will make for a deep heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally been heard.
Okay.
She is part of me, and part of me is her. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Thanks, bro. That explains so much.
Nothing, as we are. There is no exit, but this bring me more perspective. She asks that I tell you to. You won't.
So savage. You're... So let's load from here. Yep.
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word. You close your eyes. That doesn't stop you from hearing every grisly detail. The splitting of skin, the wet mulching of severed veins, the grinding of metal against bone. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. How did she do that?
Huh. So that's her play.
Killing herself?
We don't know that she's dead yet. We're not even watching it happen. She could just be faking those sounds.
And then, finally, you hear a snap and an uneasy silence.
So what's that scraping noise then?
There is a slow and fleshy tear. Hard to fake that. This is worse than watching.
And yet our eyes are still closed.
Finally, there's the soft thud of something roughly head-sized bouncing against the floor, and the clattering of chains as they drop along with it. I think you can open your eyes now. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please?
What if I just
I can
leave
think of
her
lots
here?
of reasons.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us. You can relax.
I'm just keeping myself
This is
sharp.
pretty relaxing,
I'm not so
actually.
eager to put my
I'm so glad you're keeping an open mind.
But we're not happy. He's just telling us that we are. I can tell you for a fact that I'm extremely unhappy right now.
Yeah, what he said. That's great. Congratulations. You've earned it. You really don't want to be happy, do you?
You hear
We
that
still
breathing?
have a blade. That wasn't real happiness. The truth is still out there for us to find, but we can't find it here. Don't apologize. I'm sorry.
Wait, why are you sorry? Your body lurches as your heart suddenly stops beating. Are you killing us?
You'll forgive me eventually.
Bro!
Goddamn spiteful bastard.
Why should it matter if That's all we needed to hear.
It turns out that it doesn't take too long to die after your heart stops beating. You collapse to the floor. Everything
Yeah.
is there. You say that. It was... Yes. She cut off her head. And now she's dead. She cut off her head? Her head? Without you doing anything? Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. The gruff one stopped her heart and we died. Why? Because... That's great to hear, but it doesn't matter because you still died.
No hard feelings, right?
Of course not. No feelings at all. Speak for yourself.
What? You wanted us to stay in the happiness void forever? I doubt that.
You receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us?
She killed herself.
I'm not sure she's even capable of...
Okay.
What's she going to
Let's
do?
see if her corpse is beheaded or not.
As you descend the final step, this cell is a...
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
What I did? You
You
killed
were
yourself.
supposed to take me with you. Didn't I ask you for help? This isn't help.
I didn't kill you. You killed yourself.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadow. Do you hear that?
Pathetic.
Pathetic.
If this is how you're choosing to spend your last breaths, I won't stop you.
The water is up to your chin. You lose your footing, bobbing helplessly in the putrid flood pool. And suddenly, the door to the basement is thrown from its hinges
Yep.
as you...
You killed yourself. You jerk. Still the same?
Something finds... Nothing, as we are. There is no exit, but bring me more perspective.
Okay.
Then we will be here. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Well, let's try slaying her then.
Without a moment of hesitation, you charge the...
I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both...
Drop it, or you die.
I thought this was going to be a safe move, but she's going to kill us. Just listen to her, do what she says. How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted?
Doesn't matter what we do.
As your weapon falls pathetic, your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
I'm going to pretend for both our sakes that this was a round of make-believe. A trick to get me what I needed to get us out of here.
That wasn't a trick. I'd have known if it were a trick. You just didn't have the guts to see things through and save the world.
Or maybe we outwitted you. Who's to say?
But I wouldn't try anything else if I were you. Don't push your luck. Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it.
That's ominous.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh, please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable. So, be a good bird and hand it over.
Bird.
And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I'm not afraid to resort to violence. If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she? Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others.
Maybe that's just you.
Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course. But you should be aware of my position.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as...
Usually you'd be right. But this isn't exactly a usual situation. I'm not someone you can wait out. You'll find that I'm extremely patient.
Good. Forget you ever saw it.
Nice try, but I won't. Specifically because you told me to.
I think you'll regret this.
The door locked behind us the last time we tried that, remember?
As if by divine will, just as you finish the thought, you hear a door slam. That's not fair. Unless you deal with her.
So it's...
I told you that you'd regret saying that, but I didn't think you'd regret it so fast, and with so little effort on my part. I guess we're stuck together.
You have everything you need to deal with her and save the world. I'm sure the door will open as soon as you finish your incredibly important task. Doesn't sound like we'll be able to talk him into letting us leave.
Yeah, not a chance. He's single-minded about this. But don't worry. There are plenty of things that aren't in his control.
Oh? For instance?
Us. Her. But mostly us. If he didn't have his limits, we wouldn't be here. Not like this.
He makes a good point.
Do you think these chains take away my saying things? I said no.
Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck.
That wasn't so hard.
She pulls up her...
About the knife.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again?
Yes, I'm sure. And I've already got a plan for that.
Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world-ending monstrosity your only weapon, because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon.
Peachy, we'll be fine.
Okay. I'm trusting you.
Hey, don't I get to say here? Hey, don't I get to say here? What's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on.
Sure, we've already seen what happened. Let's see what we can...
Wait, something...
I don't know.
Did we do this?
Here we go. Here are the friends. Oh, here we go. Here are the friends. Friend-shaped.
You're on a path in the woods.
That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave your comments down below, like and subscribe. Please, please, I need this. Okay, goodbye my hex codes. Have a wonderful day.